What is up, YouTube? I'm back here with Saman, and this time Anything Financial, my mortgage agents Khalil and Nolan, they're going to be talking to Saman about some real estate strategies and how to go about picking the perfect one for your investment. Make sure you stick around, there's a lot of value in this video, and I'll see you guys later.
Alright, if you guys haven't checked out the previous video of us walking through the property with Saman, go check that out. After speaking to Saman, we found out that he has two options with the property. He's either going to burr it or flip it. So I guess the first question for him is, which one are you going to use and how are you going to go about debating which one?
Yeah, so with me, it's when I purchase, it's always with the intentions of holding on to it. So when I do my analysis, I always do it with a 5-year hold period in mind. If it makes sense with a 5-year hold period and it's cash flowing and it's profitable from day one, then I've essentially checked off one box to say that I'm interested in this property and I'm going to take it on. And then once that criteria is met, then I look at the flip strategy to see, if I do finish this within a 3-4 month period, do I have the opportunity for a flip to make a material profit? Okay. So with this strategy, the hold made sense and the flip made sense. Yeah. So I took on the project with the option that I know I'm flexible in what I do. Mm-hmm. So if I need to sell it, the numbers work. If I need to hold on to it, the numbers work.
Yeah, so you're never putting yourself into that position where it's almost scared, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You always kind of know the next step, right?
Yeah.
Essentially, it's like a win-win. So next question then?
Yeah, so with this property, my question for you is, how did you go about financing? Mm-hmm. What was your strategy with getting the numbers and kind of looking over everything? And just, your overall picture with the financial.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, in terms of financing, so before I start looking at any properties, like I'd say weeks and maybe a month in advance, I've already looked at my finances and I know that I'm qualified and I'm ready to make the purchase. So I'm doing it. I've done the homework and I know I can get it. So hence why I'm looking to purchase. Mm-hmm. So I was ready to make the purchase because my financial situation was good. Okay. And in terms of taking on the property, so I was pre-approved. I had funds ready to go. So when I bought this, I went in pretty firm and pretty strong. So no financing clause, no inspection clause, and that gave me an advantage. So I went with a firm offer with a quick 30-day close. So it was essentially putting my best foot forward and being very competitive and aggressive with it.
And that's the results that you'll get from being prepared, getting pre-approved, and knowing your finances, right?
Exactly. So do you want to tell them the price you got this for? Because take him, guys, we're in offshore right now, and the price you got this for is insane. Yeah,
so this was listed for $399, and I went in, there was a multiple offer scenario, and I put in a 405 firm offer, as I mentioned. Got a call back from the agent asking if I want to improve my offer, and I said no, I'm pretty firm with my current and existing offer, so I didn't increase, I just stayed as it was, and I ended up getting that house.
Amazing. So Saman, my next question would be what are the options when looking at this house? How can you go about it? Because I know you were speaking previously, there is a few ways to go about it. Mm-hmm. What is your suggestion in that sense? Yeah,
so when I purchased this house, because it's a corner lot, so it sits on a 50 by 90 foot lot.
Amazing.
So it's a fairly good size for a corner lot.
Definitely.
So it meets the criteria for a single family home. Okay. Although if I hold on to it, that's not a profitable approach. Mm-hmm. It meets the criteria to have a legal accessory apartment, so to have a legal duplex. Yep. Okay. And the lot is wide enough where if I do hold on to this and in the future I want to increase the living space, I can even turn it into a triplex with living space on the upper unit. So all those three options are available, but as of right now, I'm taking the legal accessory apartment in the basement approach. And if I hold on to it, then I know that I have options in the future as well.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm sure that definitely influenced you buying this house, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Knowing that you have the options there and they're present, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So going back to the burr strategy and the flip, which option would you choose and why? Which one would make you choose the other one over?
Yeah. I think it really depends on the market and how it's performing. If there's an opportunity for me to flip and make good money on the property, then I'm going to highly consider it because I can roll those funds into a bigger project, maybe a project that gets me into the multifamily investing strategy. So it all depends on how the numbers work out. If I can again hold on to it, I will hold on to it. But if I see a project that I need some capital for, then I'll consider selling it.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So just like what goes on in the future, essentially.
And that just goes to show, right? Researching the market and kind of what is available other than what you're also looking at definitely helps out in the bigger picture, right? So it's looking ahead and kind of knowing your stuff in that sense. With Oshawa having kind of, I'd say, relatively low inventory at the moment, how did you go about finding such a great deal?
So every day I'm keeping an eye out on the MLS. So obviously I'm an active realtor first and an investor as well. So I'm keeping an eye out on the MLS to see what's coming on the market. As soon as I see something that meets my criteria in terms of frontage, year of house, I come out and check it out right away. And actually with this property, I checked it out, I did my due diligence. The parking requirement was there, the ceiling requirement was there, the separate entrance was there. So right away, this was an opportunity for a legal accessory apartment project. So I actually put this property on my investor email list and on my property tour that I do every week. And
highly recommend those if you're in the area.
Yeah, and so I sent it to all my investors. I think unfortunately it was around a time where people were prepping for Christmas, and it was that time where no one really wanted to bite on this. So I gave it a couple of days. I followed up with a few people to see if they were interested, and there wasn't any interest from the investors that I work with. So then I thought I'm gonna pull the trigger on my own and pick up this property because I saw huge potential for this.
Yeah. Definitely is huge potential with this.
Saman, I know this is your first BRRRR project. How did you go about preparing yourself mentally for such a project?
Yeah, well, I mean, I've been, and I still am part of several real estate networking events. So, I've been out there learning for a lot of time. Being a realtor and working with clients who are in this process, I'm constantly around it.
For sure.
So, I got to learn about it from a technical perspective by being at networking events. I got to see it firsthand, with clients, and I felt that I was pretty prepared for it. It was, I'd say, years of learning, reading, being around it. So I felt comfortable in terms of the knowledge I have, and obviously I have a good team around me that made sure that this project took off smoothly in terms of having lawyers and the mortgage guys on hand. So it was a pretty smooth ride, and so far it's worked out well.
So basically you're just like waiting for the right property to come in your hands.
Yeah, and that was the other thing, was making sure that it was a reasonable purchase price and there was a big upside to it as well.
Exactly.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, take action when you feel it's right. Make sure you have a team that can back you up. And again, as Saman said too, network, right?
Yeah.
Continuously network. So.
YouTube, I know there's a lot of value in that video. Like I previously mentioned, go and check out the last video where me and Saman toured this property. Until next time, leave a like, hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. Make sure you're subscribed. And guys, leave some comments. We'll always answer all the questions you guys have. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. Thanks and goodbye.
Boom.